You know, it's almost like your birthday with a package from China, so let's go. But the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, as I'm making this video, I think there was already a new version coming out. Yeah, and that is the thing, what we do have like with these Retroid Pocket, Ambinix or other brands, there are so many of these handhelds coming out, it's very hard to keep in track what is the best one. But I think this thing will have like a very nice future ahead of it, simply because it comes with a very nice price, and specification wise it's absolutely a very great deal. We do have like the 4 shoulder buttons, and what I like about the form factor, it's not like the D-pad. I would personally prefer to have the D-pad over here, but if you're using the analog stick like the Nintendo Switch over here, we do have the slider joystick, the A, B, X, and Y, and they're like having very long travel. You can see over here there is some little bit of wear and tear over there. Hope you can see it. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but beside that point, it's not a big of a deal. We do have like the CF slot at the bottom part over here, or the SD card or micro SD. We do have the jack connection in here. And then at the top we do have like the on-off switch, volume control, the Type-C for charging, and even a mini HDMI out. This thing comes with some pretty damn awesome features, if you ask me. So let's boot it up. It vibrates when booting it up. I personally really like the intro that they give this thing. It gives like the GBA intro. Let it boot it up and I will show you what I mean. Also, that's just naughty, but also a piece of nostalgia. But what I personally really like a Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, it comes with awesome neat features. To begin with, a touchscreen. It is absolutely a must-have, especially because this thing is just an Android machine inside a handheld. Alright, so another thing that I just wanted to check out is just to show you what it just means like setting it up. So we do like going to skip it, but basically what you can do is connect to the internet. Here you can see skip it over here, next. You do have like enable the Google Play service, the stuff that we had so much trouble with in the past. So let's check it out, like what kind of pre-install apps. We have prepared many applications for you. So you can even like pre-install a lot of great stuff so you can set it up and start playing. For example, we do have the VIC front end. So if you just want to have a nice front end, that's even possible. I'm just going to basically activate them all. But here you can see like we do have already a lot of things that we can check out. The boxes. Moonlight for streaming, and this is like the minor things that I personally really love. For the people who have no, let's say, knowledge about setting this thing up, it's going to be a little bit more easier to do so, and that's what I really like about it. Okay, so let's start off with some PlayStation. So we have reached the point finally that we do have like a lot of great like devices that can play the PlayStation 1 part. And it also includes for the Retroid 2 Plus or the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. And some games can even be booted up with a higher resolution, depending of course what kind of game you're playing. The only thing I personally don't really like about is that the buttons, but the D-pad, it's not my favorite, let's say, part about this handheld. Absolutely not. It plays okay. Especially you can just hear the clicking noise of the A, B, and X, Y buttons. They are very sturdy, especially the freaking buttons over here. So in the next part I wanted to try one of my favorite emulators, that is Dream. I'm going to put it in 1280 by 960 resolution and 4:3 aspect ratio, and just let's try some couple of games and just see how they will run on this. Another thing I personally really like about the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus is that we do get an amazing sound quality of the front-facing speakers. That is something that I personally really like about this. Let's see how the loading times are. That's absolutely just an amazing game to play. It learns very well, as you can see here, on 60 FPS. And in combination with the audio, it's absolutely great. The only weird thing I do have with this is that you can see like it's automatically blocking. I do have this weird issue with the Retroid Pocket 2 and some other devices. I'm just going to be honest, I have no idea what's going on here. I only have this combination with Dream and a couple of games. But you can see like the same problem also occurs in different games like Dead or Alive 2. Just want to give you a quick run so you can see like it runs pretty damn good on this. But I was having shit like this, you know, when setting up stuff. Just going to be honest with you guys. I really hate doing it sometimes. But the game runs pretty damn good. But you can see over here, like, it does struggle. And I just need to point out that the dream you're seeing over here is weirdly enough like the one you get from the Play Store. So maybe it's just a compatibility issue. Alright, so let's try some Sega Saturn. And I must say that I personally really hate this freaking game. I'm just being honest with this. Sega Saturn is just more demanding. It's kind of weird that the Sega Dreamcast had so many issues. But you will get a mixed performance when it comes to Sega Saturn. You can just mess around with the settings, stuff like that. Alright, so let's go on to the Nintendo 64. I can already tell you, like, a lot of launch titles will run just fine. But if you're going to get in the more demanding games, you don't even think about like upscaling it too much. What's fun if you just want to play a couple of games. It's pretty damn cool. And if you're going to set up through a big front end or another front end like Launchbox, it's pretty damn cool. Then you can just mess around with a couple of games. What I do like is that the analog stick is very responsive, especially if you want to play games like this. It's just great, very good experience. Alright, so next up I wanted to try some Wipeout, and yeah, PlayStation Portable is just a system that is quite demanding. Think about it, God of War will not run on this very well. You always need to do some tweaking. You can see Wipeout seems to be running just fine. I did have some glitch in the beginning. Would not be surprised if a lot of stuff happening and we'll get an FPS drop. And the other thing is, like, we do have the resolution of the display and the emulator. Of course, the original resolution of the PlayStation Portable, we do get like 2 black bars. I think not a really big of a deal. But if you want to play PlayStation Portable on the go and you want to have some pretty damn good resolution, I just need to need to get a different device. It's fun that it runs, but But what I understand of the GameCube and the PlayStation 2, it's basically like pushing the thing to the edge, and you can mess around with it. I just wanted to show you, like, if you're going to boot up a game, not everything will have like a great support. I know there are like people out there that like, did some crazy like listing of what kind of games were playable and how you need to set it up. Should you pick up this device? It's very difficult to advise this. And the main reason, if you don't like want to mess around with emulators and front ends, you just skip this thing, because it is a lot of work to get this thing work. But if you eventually set everything up, you can have like a lot of fun with it. Beautiful display with a touchscreen to it. I think there are a lot of cool features. In the end, yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think of the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, and it would be great to see you in the next video.